May the experience happiness be separate from suffering and safely. Our extralated them in the still unsurpassed perfect complete precious Buddhahood. Oh, Mother Sentient beings, especially those enemies who hate me, obstructors who harm me, and those who create obstacles on my path to liberation and damnation. May the experience of happiness be separate from suffering and safely. I will establish them in the still unsurpassed perfect complete and precious Buddhahood. Dalla Danwara Da No Parasipe Parba Dan Tam Jen Jembe Barde Ju Paraseba Tam Je Je So Sepe Manam Ka Dan Nyambe Sem Jen Tam Je Dewa Tam Bin Dong Har Dan Rar Nyor De Lana Me Ba Yang Da Bar Zobe San Jo Rumbo Je To Bar Za Thus until I achieve enlightenment, I perform virtuous deeds with the body, speech, and mind. Until death, I perform virtuous deeds with the body, speech, and mind. From now until this time tomorrow, I perform virtuous deeds with the body, speech, and mind. We take refuge in the Kandaru Lama and the lineage Lamas. We take refuge in the deity of the mandalas of Yadams. We take refuge in all the exalted Buddhas. We take refuge in the perfect Dharma. We take refuge in the excellent order of the Sanghas. We take refuge in all the noble Dakas, Dakinis, and the Dhamma gardens, possessors of eye of wisdom. Until I attain the heart of enlightenment, I take refuge in all the Buddhas. I take refuge in Dharma and likewise in the example of the Bodhisattvas. As previous Buddhas invested in enlightenment and the progress of the Bodhisattva's path, too, for the benefit of all sentient beings, giving birth to bodhicitta and apply myself to complete the stage of path. In the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha most excellent, I take refuge until enlightenment is reached. By the merit of Janarasta and other good deeds, may I attain Buddhahood for the sake of all sentient beings. May all mother sentient beings, boundless as the sky, have happiness and the causes of happiness. May they be liberated from suffering and the causes of suffering. May they never be separate from the happiness that is free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity, free from attachment, aversion. The ground is sprinkled with the scented water and disturbed with the flowers. It is adorned with meadow, the spring mountain, the four continents, and the moon. As Buddha fear offer it, may all sentient beings attain the happiness of a Buddha fears. To the lamas who possess the three kayas, I offer altar in all the sacred offerings. With my body, wealth, and all that is visible, please grant me, me the supreme realization and enlightenment. Whatever merit I have gathered through postations, offerings, confession, rejoicing, beseeching, and praying for the sake of enlightenment of all sentient beings, all this I dedicate. Equal refuge, honor word. Your fame provides the 3,000 words. You are the way toward Jadara. Widow adopt Abo at the feet of Father Jigdin Songo. Continually I think of no one but you. Compassion one grant your blessings. Dispel the darkness that surrounds my heart. Please bless me so that I can realize unlimited nature of mind. Please turn the way of Dharma of the two worlds and the combination according to this possession, and likewise the mental capacity of sentient beings. Okay, so now, uh, before I'm going to share the teaching, so we do short Achi practice. Uh, so if you have the text, it's like same as the usually we does everyday prayer Achi is page 97. If you don't have a text, also just you visualize Achi, then that's okay. So I do very short, practice first, and this is like just you can do the regularly Achi practice. First, I do the transmission. This one, then I'm going to chant that Tibetan only tonight. So then I'm going to share the teaching. Om Zobava Yeda Sarva Dharma Zobava Yeda Numangala Yugara Kabujara de Loba de Meva Tibet Sanita Sanjusamanam Juser de Rala de Rada Yonso Jubala Sekotoka Mujen de Jamni de Yenebana Zata Jalala Sawaram Bojana Sojima Sayananga Karjimelon Zimande Mount Tati Zanzibar. Sa yuna yi no number so watan gulu tam jin jungwa jo rang to ga da jin ko jin da ga bola ha ji ko wa jo mama sa ra so ai an di so an de ran de mama de hong be so ai re jin da yin so pa de ji jong ko to ga man ju min ji wa jin ko lo da ge se nga ma de chen ga de ran je pa mo de ya ji san ji jin so ba ga sa ya da ran ni me ga ja do yin ma de na yi jin do ban zeng do ba bola ko do ko so jin sa nang na sa ko lo so ro mo ji da ri ji ben pa ro ji so de sa ja da ngo mo je yin nang ba sa se be je da ji lo ni me me yo ji so ra sa o de sa ga ga de因所把这老母鸡不走了，你就不把你讲了的，老母那天看的做就讲，这来觉得对面看自己不是说那把钱对方的，龙就不是告诉别人嘛，对嘛是多嘛的去拉，这种就个就完成来做，要不等上的地方我觉得就不行，就问到自己，阿去就种考到结巴了，说龙就咚跟着做，page 97. Going to do the what I did the transformation, going to practice it together. Om Zobawai Shidai Sarvai Dharmai Zobawai Shidai Tombe Ngangle Yige Garbo Cho Shedele Obade Meban Jibe Sanje Sanjo Samba Namju Tsurende Sheladen Shede Yongse Jirbale Achi kundo karmo yene yamni je de ye nemba nabza darje lalo sowa rumbo je naso je jemba sa ye na ngare je melong zimba de mawong da da di zong ziba sa yo na yi yen je norwa namba sowa tamna gundu tamjen yungwa jo ranga dokara dawe jinkoro je dende yege 是嘎波拉那吉果瓦就妈妈在这说呀人的萨万的然的慢慢的红贝说哦妈妈在这说呀人的萨万的然的慢慢的红贝说 Om Mama Sada Soa Ya Ranza Ranza De Mama De Ombe Soha Yin Zang Yin So Bar Den Chi Je Zhong Om Do Ka Maran Jur Min Jin Wa Jin Korwe Lo Da Kem Se O Nga Ma De Jin Ga De Ran Je Pa Mo De Shar Je Sa Ni She Zen Zong Be Ge Sa Ye Tra Re Nyen Ba Kun Chap Zhou Yong Ba To Nan Ye Yen O Ruen Zeng 这把波浪儿着跟走了见，萨我那年那扎个拉索，人不接见大了这边不，这是真是这当人不接，人的人不是啥是不见，他的见老年们没有见所。 Savo tarden serga gaden ke yin so parden lamo je beser yin je chen pe ponye chong jordon la me ne yin kan de so je go chen le ye den je me ngan so re chen pen som so ne par je de gong de 龙就不是嘎松跟着马，ten ba song ser dorman de ye la, to dan je gor jor wen chen len tu, yar we ten song te den wa mo che, jom jo pe yin jong we tam ze che, a chi je jong kor dan je ba la, so long ju dong跟中走。 Yarwe Ding Song Te Din Wa Mo Che Rum Jo Pe Yin Chung We Tam Se Che Achi Chedong Kordang Jebala Solong Chudong Dong Dong Gen Zhom Zu Jarwe Teng Song Te Ding Wa Mo Che Zheng Qiu Be Yin Zhong We Tam Ze Jin Achi Chedong Kordang Jebala Solong Chudong Dong Dong Gen Zhom Zu. That's the short Achi practice. Um, Usually without the small offering, the just generally people chant that prayer. So we can do just every evening when I have this Achi teaching, we can chant that prayer every evening. Tomorrow we can do English. Today I did Tibetan. Okay, so now I'm going to share with you the Achi Drolma teaching story tonight. And this teaching goes, I think, just a couple of weeks. I'm not sure how long. So I thought it's we're going to gathering very few people. That's why I said like no any live streaming, and it's only specific for this teaching for group. I thought it's going to small group, but more people join. Thank you everyone. Join the Achi teaching. So this Achi teaching is not same as the what I shared in the way of Bodhisattva, especially the wisdom chapter. So wisdom chapter is talk about everything's absolute truth. So beyond our capacity, that's why really hard. And Achi, this practice teaching is more easy than that. So it's talk about more our daily life and the relative truth. So that's why it's maybe you can receive like kind of understand more easy than the comparing to wisdom chapter way of Bodhisattva. Actually, all this protector like Yadam deity Buddhas has the quality is the wisdom chapter that realize absolute emptiness. So that's the reason they really can benefit for others, can protect for other beings. And today we're going to talk about the Achi Drolma. So it is the protector, but they have many different kind of protectors. Some is the called wisdom protectors. Some is worldly protectors. The main point is like all these protectors are subsumed into two categories. So who is the wisdom protector means like enlightened beings, appear to form body is a protector. So that is called wisdom protectors. That kind of protectors you can practice like guru, yadam, dakini, and the protector. So Achi can be our guru. Achi can be our yadam deity. Achi can be our dakini. Achi is our protector. So all this is possible to practice. That's why it's in the Tibetan lineage tradition, lineages, many lineages, of course, practice Achi. Each these different teachers, different ways practicing, but they have many composed the Achi sadhanas, many sadhanas. So they're just using like Achi is like some gurus, practitioners using the same as Yadam deity, some is using same as guru, some is using the same as Dakini, some is practice the same as the Dhamma protector way. But some teachers use all this everything, it's everything's Achi. So that's the reason we have so many different kind of Achi sadhanas practices. So one of the Dugong Kaju book is called Achi Devom. Devom means, I think it's collections, but some reasons it's called secret text. It's not allowed to see that. Only some just, I mean, the some who has permission and who has this empowerment, they can go into the log to that text, but not really allowed publicly for to log that text. So that has like many sadhanas collections, and there's also different teachers, create different sadhanas. So some reasons that not allowed to share many that sections. So anyway, so that is the Achi. That's why we have so many different texts, sadhanas. Achi is enlightening protectors. Then another protector is called Dhamma protector. It's called worldly. Like not enlightening being, but it's called Dhamma protector. They don't have realized when I share the way of Bodhisattva, they don't have this chapter 1 to chapter 8, this conduct part perfectly practiced, realized, and they don't have chapter 9 realization. But they follow the Dharma. They're listening to this Pema Sambhava and the powerful Guru's order for them. They follow that. The same is the police does, the good police like kept the Samaya. They kept the Samaya, what they promised. And the Pema Sambhava asks them keep Samaya, protect practitioners, protect the teachings. So that does that, but they don't have power to help other beings liberating. They can help some certain level remove obstacles. Like we have some different kind of like obstacles, like it's when you do the spiritual path, you have obstacles, you have worldly obstacles. So that kind of use that prayer practice that can help us, but they cannot help liberating us. And this Achi can help us not only the protecting worldly guide, and not only just spiritual guide. Achi can help liberating us free from samsara. So Achi has like we share the way of Bodhisattva chapter 1 to chapter 8. That quality Achi has. Then chapter 9, all the talk about emptiness realization, that Achi has that realization. That's the reason Achi is enlightening being. And so you can see that I'm going to share the like the Achi's the history teachings, like you can understand the Achi's like enlightening being. So that's why then I'm going to share so that way means like followed by this teaching. First, like example, where is the Achi is like come from actually, which enlightening beings manifestation. So I'm going to share that information, and then I'm going to share also like this special realizers mention about Achi, and in the in actually in the history books, and then also like during this time, so many practitioners who means like who has devotion to Achi, who chant Achi's prayers, and the Achi help them like and the worldly obstacle remove, and help them also mind is transformed into the Dharma. So that kind of many different informations I have stories. So some is come from like spiritual teachers, some is come from just ordinary people, It's lay people, so who has devotion to Achi. So that kind of, I have many stories. So I'm going to share with you during this, you know, Achi's like the history going through, sharing that. That's why I don't know how long take time. So maybe 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks, maybe more than 4 weeks, 5 weeks. We don't know. Okay. So I don't think so. You have expectation to finish anything, right? So whichever can goes. That is a great way, right? And when I plan this teaching, also I want to be like very easy way, because just talk about the stories and the sharing, flexible each other. I mean, like we just go very simple, easy way. That's as I'm thinking about it, going to do this teaching. So then also, if you have any questions, we can discuss in some area. First I go to share the Achi's some this biography. So Achi is like called the enlightened being. So I already told So and the great Dharma protector of the Buddha's teachings. So that is the Jektin Sungon. He composed the very short 4 sentences Achi's prayer, and that time he has a visual of Achi Drolma, and then he composed that short 4 sentences, and in that mention about his Achi is all past Buddha, present Buddha, future Buddha, thousand Buddhas protectors. So Achi is protecting all the Buddha's teaching. Then there are many, differing also prophesies of Achi Drolma in the Buddhist text. The teaching that is very clear is the called Manjushri Vajrayana root text. That text is actually come from Buddha Shakyamuni. He taught that teaching. He shared that teaching. So then in that teaching, Buddha mentioned about it. According to in that text, it was prophesied that, that through the mind of compassion in this world, a female form body would appear, and her great realization would be equivalent to the 10th level for me. In this manifestation, Achi Drolma is considered to be a Bodhisattva with the quality to benefit and liberate beings through her powerful and skillful means. So he, in that sadhana, he mentioned about, this someone is female form body, appear to. So that female has like realization. So she is like emanation, actually compassion, like through the mind of compassion, the due to compassion, it's become appear to form body, and that has like quality is like realized is the same as a 10th level for me realization. So that is like actually he talking about Achi Drolma. So then he says this is considered to be Bodhisattva with quality to benefit and liberate beings through her power and skillful means. He shared that. So that mentioned about actually, and the many teachers that said this is Buddha Shakyamuni prophesies Achi Drolma in that text. So text is name is Manjushri Vajrayana root text. The text that is Buddha Shakyamuni shared that one, and it is further explained in this text. Also, that same text he about more explained, also prophesied by Buddha himself. And what he says in the location north from India to Tibet is a channel ground. So in this region is the mother of all Buddha's emanation, appearing in form body who has Tara name. So who carry the Tara name, that is Achi Drolma. So Tibetan called actually first Achi Drolma. The name is Tara, Tara. So they call Drolma. That means Tara. And when she was born, her name is Tara. So that's why the Buddha already prophesied clearly who carried the Tara's name. And then also he talked about, north from India to Tibet is a channel ground. The channel ground is the usually we chant the Achi text. They call about the Tedro. Tedro is like Dugong Tedrom. Tedrom is so there is a called secret place. And Pema Sambhava he stayed there I think 7 years or something like that. That place, it's that course. This is a ground. I think channel ground means like something very sacred place. So Achi, is what's born is that area very close to there. So that's why it's the professor is the region. And then she is the divine mother of Buddhas and manifested out of compassion in the form of the Dakini of the 5 Buddha families. She has realized ultimate state of emptiness and through her great realization, benefiting beings by spreading out of Dharma in all the lands from the cities to the suburbs, countries, and the channel grounds to benefit the beings in samsara. She displayed the limitless number of manifestations of different times and in different spaces, dimensions. So that is in that text, Buddha prophesies Achi Drolma. So Achis can be able to inform body there, can benefit many different kind of areas, regions. So he prophesies. Then another is like in the country of Odiyana. So where Vajrayogini originated is the called Divan place. So Odiyana is like usually Vajrayogini her Divan place. Where Vajrayogini manifested in the form of Vajrayandakini. So Vajrayogini is become form body is Vajrayandakini and made the commitment to protect the Buddha's teachings. So this commitment she made to 5 family of wisdom Dakinis. So Vajrayogini actually herself and commitment is going to appear to Vajrayadakini's form body to benefit others. So that's the reason later in the 8th century, when Guru Pema Sambhava was invited to Tibet to separate the Dharma teaching, so he blessed many places in the Tibet and meditate in the many caves. Actually, his story, we're going to load the Pema Sambhava's his story. Pema Sambhava is went all over the Tibet everywhere. Every region special, holy mountains he been and he blessing, and also he subdued this the local gods in wherever they has like who harm for others. He all subdued and become Dharma protectors. So among this cave was Terdro. Terdro is like Digong Ter monastery, very close there. Same 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 area. So kept in the area of Digong, where Guru Pema Sambhava spent 7 years there. So this shows he says the stay in the 7 years in that cave. I was there, but I didn't get in the cave. So there has one big Digong Kaju Nanere in there, down below there. So I can see the cave is all the way up there. It's harder to get there. Then many this how to say the discoverer, the Thelma discover many texts in that cave, the area. That's it's the Tedro cave. Because Pema Sambhava, he was there 7 years. And one of the Digong Kaju lineage holder, I think 17, his name is Rinchen Pingso. So that person, he also discovered the Garchen Rinpoche just here in Arizona, the wrath for Pema Sambhava. He discovered the same place. So in that case, Pema Sambhava stayed many years. That is in the Digong. So where Guru Pema Sambhava spent 7 years, this is the large time he spent in any one place in Tibet. He never any other place stay like that, the longest. That is the longest time he spent one place. So that's the area. There I told you that there is a Digong area, and they have a big Digong Naneri in there. So they also there has one, we can call the Digong Kandro. It's Kandro means like Digong Dakini. And that Naneri, his story will always have one Dakini all the time there. So that is I don't know, it's a nun or not nun. Maybe could be all the nuns or maybe no nuns, some no nuns. I don't know exactly. But I heard the story is like always there has one female special all the time in that Naneri. So that is like no need to look into, I think it's like some, reincarnation. Just naturally always have one that blessing lineage holder, one nun in there, nun or maybe Dakini, I mean the female just ordinary way form body, but Dakini, so that's also I think Achi's blessing. So kind of like her blessing or emanation always appears there to benefiting others. During this period, Vajra Yogini manifested in the form of chief Karma Dakini and promised to protect the Vajrayana teachings. So Vajra Yogini is become this form of Karma Dakini, and she said, I'm going to become Vajrayana teaching protector. So that means like Vajra Yogini is going to appear to form body to Achi Drolma. So that's why it's like when we read the sadhanas, so we visualize ourselves Vajra Yogini, then we visualize Achis in front. So that maybe that reason, these are many manifestation in, jhana, wisdom body through which she benefited the precious teaching and all sentient beings. So according to prophesies in also Chagra Sambhara Tantra text, also prophesies Achi Drolma. It is said that the head of the Karma Dakini will come to the area of Tedro cave in Digong. See, Karma Dakini is come to the Tedro cave. Tedro is like where Achi was born. I just told you the special, the holy mountain in there. This will be the Namanakaya manifestation of Vajra Yogini. It can be Achi Drolma. That is Achi Drolma. So Achi Drolma is a Vajra Yogini's manifestation. Namanakaya manifestation, Achi Drolma of Vajra Yogini. So then her Tibetan name is Drolma, which means Tara. So she has the quality to benefit others effortlessly by protecting, taking beings under her care and increasing power and wealth. In this way, the Manjushri Vajrayana root text teaching states that This is the reason and important to, practice Achi Drolma to receive the blessing and the great realization through his performed practice. So that's also part of the Buddha Shakyamuni, the, Manjushri, the Vajrayana root text, also the mention about Achi, prophesies there. And then also Lord Jigten Songgo. Lord Jigten Songgo is the founder of Drigong Kagyu lineage. So he mentioned to also practice Achi Drolma sadhana. He told that Achi was in emanation from Odhyana. Most importantly, he explained she is Vajra Dakini. The meaning she is from the Vajra family. So we have, 5 Buddhas, different families. Achi belong to the Vajra family. And recognize her as Samantha Badari. Samantha Badi, like we have Samantha Bada and Samantha Badi. So she is the Samantha Badi. That is the her described here is body is white color with one face and 2 arms. She holds a silver mirror and her right hand, which she can clearly see the 3 rams and precious jewel in the left. She is peaceful, dressed in following brocades, gown and adorned with various sorts of precious gems. So that's all. It's like Jigten Songgo, he shared that information in he created the sadhana, Achi Drolmas. So his main point, he said, the Achi is like Vajra Dakini belong to, and then she is the Samantha Bada emanation, is become Vajra. Samantha Bada is like Dharmakaya, Vajra Yogini is Sambhonakaya, and Tara is Nirmanakaya. So then Tara and emanation is Achi. So Tara, Achi both are Nirmanakaya form body. So that's the, we have to understanding that what Jigten Songgo says. In addition, Achi possesses 3 kayas. Her Dharma kaya is Samantha Bari, and she is the absolute perfect of wisdom, means like she have absolute realized her own nature. So that's it's the called Samantha Bari, who was West Bodhicitta and benefiting for others. And the Sambhona kaya, her form body is Vajra Yogini, and in the Namanakaya, she is Tara. So many different also female form bodies arise from the Achi Drolma emanations, such as also Panashavari and Triple Jarmo, and they mentioned about many different darkness. Jigten Songgo, he mentioned about many darkness. He said that this all the darkness form is Achi Drolma. So we practice say Panashavari. Also Achi is Panashavari's emanation too. So then, and prophesied she will appear during the degenerative time in our world to protect the Buddha's teaching and bring benefit to other beings. So in a teaching by Lord Jigten Songgo, also called Key of Vajra teaching, another teaching Jigten Songgo mentioned about again. He brings praise to Achi Drolma through these profound and beautiful words. So main point is Jigten Songgo, he prays to Achi Drolma in that text. So what he wrote is in Jigten Songgo, what he wrote, my Vajra Dakini, mostly powerful and famous ska dancer. So he just poetry, wrote kind of poetry praise to the Achi Drolma. You bring immeasurable means to subduing negativity. You have never broken your promise to protect and care for us. Yogis and yoginis, you are loving like a mother to her child, with protection and truth as a sister with her brother. You bring to us the feeling of as a child's love. Your beauty is as radiant as the sun, and you walk with quite, dignity, my mother, grandmother. So he wrote that, poetry where praise to Achi Drolma. So the main point is just mentioned about in that, so the Achi is Vajjarandakini, and she promised herself and going to protecting for practitioners, yogi and yoginis. Then also, so he said, your kindness, love is the same as a mother. Your honest and the big kind of honest taking care is like sister to brother. And then like like when the main point Jigten Songgo, he has kind of some visions of Achi, or he think about like he really kind of like same as like child. See, the mention about you bring us the feeling of a child's love. So the main point your beauty as so the main point is I think it's like some child when mother love to child, so child is like really loving, but that helps the mother is like kind of all the stress out, unhappy, sad, or naturally child release for mothers like unhappy feelings, because when his mother saw the child, so child is loving, and the mother kind of like during that moment is free from the uh, uh, the problems, like sadness, feelings, problems are gone. So that moment, like that kind, he think about Achi, he's just kind of like feeling is kind of that arise, I think, for Jitin Sumgo. So that's he press to Achi. Then I put another section is like going to share with you the Garchen Rinpoche also has had many experiences with the Tara protecting him. So in his biography, he recounts that the Tara protected him at times from the death. There's a like maybe three years ago, I think 2018 maybe, when I was in India with Garchen Rinpoche. So during that time, I wanted to create something, Achi's the biography history. So then when I was in Topema with Garchen Rinpoche, so we have, time and like not that busy. And then I asked about Garchen Rinpoche, Achi Drolma, some information, what he think. So his experience, I asked him to share. So then he told me, so this main point in this, he practice Tara and Achi is inseparable. So he shared many things, but it's coming, some is coming more, anyway, he says like he practice Tara and Achi is inseparable. And when he shared generally public and, just generally he talk about Tara, but then sometimes specific like Achi practitioners, he say Tara, no Achi. So the reason is because generally they knows Tara. So that's why easy to give information. Tara protect me at times. Yeah. So everyone knows Tara. And for him, he said, no different Tara and Achi. So if someone is Achi practitioner, I can tell is the story is Achi protect me at times free from death. So that he gave me the information, share me. And uh, so then Gachin Rinpoche, he has had many experience with say Tara protecting him, means like also Achi protecting him, many experience he has. In this biography, so he recounts that Tara protected him at times from death. So I don't have to, I think it's mention all this at death, free from death, so you can find out. Also, Susu wrote the book, and there has all add of this more details one by one, everything in there. So that story is amazing. If you go to read that stories. So he just free from, like very danger, other people not possible to survive, but he survived all these difficult times. So he said that Tara protected him, Achi protected him. So that's he has very strong devotion, and that is his own experience. Uh, so then Gachin Rinpoche has said that Achi and Tara are inseparable. Yeah, he discussed that generally people recognize Tara, but Achi is actually more specific. This is why he mentions to everyone about Tara. But actually, you could say Achi protected him at times from death as well. There is really no difference. So that's he told me. Do you get it? Yeah? Uh, yeah. So then also the Tara and Achi is inseparable, but as long as you connect with the protector, it's a little bit different than Yedam deity. Considering you practice Yedam deity way, and you considering practice protector, it's a little bit more. It's like sun, everything is more fast than thinking about the Yedam deity way. So, so think about it, like the protector is almost the same as the police. So when you put 911, who is coming first? And the president come first, or to like see the high officials come first, or police come first. So who going to help you, right? And Achi is like considering when usually you practice things like protector way, and it's like same as calling the police. It's more fast than thinking about the Yedam deity way. So Achi can be you protect the same as the Yedam deity way, but that means like when you emergency, you are going to call. So practice protector ways, I think it's more easy. Easy means like more fast, sun, everything. That's unfair. I don't know. Okay. So individually has different kind of opinions, different experience. Uh, so that's why I have many, the others sharing the Archie's their experience, short informations. That's why I'm not doing this live, streamings, because this is like for more individual experiences sharing. So kind of different opinions. Individual has different, experience. So not always the same, cannot be always the same. Uh, so that you have to understand, and why we're not doing, live streaming something, we're not sharing. That's the reason. It's like individual has different opinions, different experience. We sharing that, so we don't have to go to, sharing that live. Then Gachin Rinpoche said that Achi Tara always appear to special masters. So then he also shared this, and the teachers arising in the world to bring the Dharma teachings and benefit the beings. When the Buddha arose into the world to benefit others, see, Buddha Shakyamuni coming into this world, going to benefit for other sentient beings, then Tara is always, supporting each this special master, when he come to this world to benefit others, Tara always have activity for that master is become remove obstacles. So Tara is comes like many different kind of manifestations appear to in the world to benefit others. So when Buddha Shakyamuni arose in the world, benefit for others. So that time Tara appeared to Buddha's mother, Maya Deva. When Guru Rinpoche arose in the world to benefit, others. So then Yishi Choja appeared to us Tara's emanation. So as a support to spread out all his West activities to benefit for others. Also remove obstacle, more activities, Pema Sambhava. So that's also Tara's emanation. So that main point is like not only Buddha Shakyamuni and Pema Sambhava. So many teachers has like that, but we don't know mostly. So this too is more renewing, means like everyone knows Buddha Shakyamuni and Pema Sambhava. And then also like see who knows Achi Drolma, that person knows Jigten Sumgun. So that's why when Lord Jigten Sumgun arose in the world, Tara appeared to again as the emanation Achi Drolma. So Achi is inseparable as Tara manifestation in the world. At this time, Achi was born. She was recognized as Tara's emanation when she chanted Tara's mantra at birth. So when she was born, and that time, the history says she chanted the Om Tare Tu Tare Tere Soha, Tara's mantra. So that's why her parents give her name is Drolma. Drolma means Tara. So she was recognized as Tara's emanation when she chanted Tara's mantra at birth. Therefore, she received the last name of Drolma or Tara. Drolma is Tibetan name. Tara is, Sanskrit. So she received that name. Then at a young age, she started to benefit others by practicing the Dharma and bring them onto the path. So during that time, she was considered to be very special and received the second name, Chichi. Chichi is like Dharma, She received Chichi Drolma become name is Dharma Tara. Chichi Drolma is Dharma Tara. So translated to Sanskrit is called Dharma Tara. So Dharma Tara is when she after birth, first her name is Tara Drolma, and then her activity, body, speech, mind, benefiting for others, and unusual charge. No same is other charge. So she really help for others and sharing the Dharma for others. So that's why all this area people say she is the Dharma. All doing everything is Dharma. Everyone, has a very suppressing. Then the given name is Chichi. It's become Dharma Tara. The second name is Dharma. Dharma Tara. Then Lord Jigten Sumgun, the founder of Digong Kagyu, was born as her great grandson. So he's the great grandson. He studied and practiced very truly and achieved Buddhahood when he was 35. So when he was at 35 years old, Jigten Sumgun, he's become achieved enlightenment Buddhahood. At 37, he established Digong Ther monastery in Tibet. So when he was age 37, he started right now the Mi monastery, Digong Kaju. So he founded that monastery. He's founder of the lineage. So due to this great mastery of interdependent origination, bodhicitta and Mahamudra, he gathered thousands of disciples. So then during the Jigten Songgon time, so he has all these auspicious sons, and he has all this like interdependent origination, bodhicitta and Mahamudra. That qualities bring so many students. And you know the history in the Tibetan history, during the Jigten Songgon time, the most number is monastic or history. You know, when it's Buddha Dharma is come to in Tibet until now, the historically the most number is during the Jigten Songgon time. The monastic number is. So that's why history. You know, when Jigten Songgon he sent like to so. The history says like 35,500 students sent to Munkalaj, and 35, 50, no, sorry, 55, 55, everything. 55, 500 disciples sent to, you know, Tsar. Tsar is another famous holy mountain. And 55,500 disciples sent to the Lachi. You know where is the Malarepa practice, that place. So that is the Chara Sambara's like body's holy mountain, speech holy mountain, mind holy mountain. So they recognize three different holy areas. So Jigten Songgon, he's saying that the disciple, that is all monastic. 55,500 each area he sent. So, and then Digonte has so many monks during that time, so many still. So that is all due to Achi's blessing and due to, you know, so blessing. Then not only was the number of his disciples remarkable, but the levels of this discipline and accomplishment also exceptional. He was Buddha appearing again in human form. So the usually we said that the you know Jigten Songgon is the second Nagarjuna, appeared to form body, Buddha's form body. Then one of his disciples was practicing in the mountain by himself. When he heard the song of Celestin Damara, then he asked Lord Jigten Songgon whether he had even heard such a song. Lord Jigten Songgon explained that it was the son of his great grandmother, marvelous Dakini. So the disciple requests Lord Jigten Songgon to teach about her and explain her practice. So in response, Lord Jigten Songgon wrote out the several different kind of practice sadhana texts. So that time, during that time, Jigten Songgon
Your internet's cut out, Khenpo, if you can hear me.
Sorry about the connection's gone. Can you hear?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So now, you'll see that Achi, Chicha, Drolma, right? What the name meaning is. The Achi, Chicha, Drolma. Achi is actually after she gone, like her great grandson was born. I don't know, great grandson is correct to say too. So grandson was born. Is that he mentioned about Achi, and the before when she was alive, that time is called, her name is Dharmatara. But when then Jigten Sunggung comes, then called Achi, Chicha, Drolma. So the three names like one by one given to the Achi. So that's the part is Garchen Rinpoche he shared when he giving the Achi's empowerment, and also he shared me that when I asked the shared Achi's story, biography, and experience, he shared that too. Then Achi appeared in front of Lord Jigten Sunggung in wisdom body and promised that she would actively protect the Digong Kagyu lineage practitioners. So that's also in the Jigten Sunggung's his biography has. He mentioned about Achi's, also he created many sadhanas, Achi's sadhanas. He said Achi's appeared to him. So the wisdom body and the promise that he would, actively protect the Digong Kagyu lineage practitioners. So then also many of great lineage holders, since Jigten Sunggung experience visions of her, and in some case when those great teachers were born, she manifested as a regular woman and served them as a nurse. She would appear when they were very small and bring them whatever they wanted. And this kind of like, the Digong Dharma Kirti, when he was young, and Achis appeared to him many, many times. And also when this yogi, the Rinchen Pinso, is 17 lineage Digong Kagyu holder when he was young. And he also have many visions of Achi Chicha Drolma. And like that, many these lineage teacher holders, they has vision of Tara. Some, especially this, Dharma Kirti is the third lineage holder, 23rd lineage holder. When he was young, so Achi, appeared to him like same as mother care of a child, like that. He has lots of experience about Achi Chicha Drolma. So then he is the most famous Digong Kagyu in the lineage holder. After Jigten Sunggung, the 23rd one is like called Digong Dharma Kirti. He is a professional, yeah. He wrote many commentaries, the more philosophy teachings, and he created so many different sadhanas, practicing teachings, and also he created the collection Digong Kagyu 50 empowerment ritual things, that kind. He has many, many volumes. So when he was young, he has many Achi Chicha Drolma's experience. So she is particularly associated with the great Digong Dharma Kirti. Yeah, see Dharma Kirti. To him, she appeared many times when he was a boy. So there are many instances like this, like that kind of many sons for Digong Dharma Kirti and other masters has. Whether we see her or not, so even we don't see Achi or not, we can be confident of her presence when we do this practice. So when you do the practice, Achi is always present there, but whether you see or not. So she will be close to us because of our interdependence and connection with her. So she already promised from the Jiktin Sumgon, Achi Drolma, what she said, I would actively protect the Digon Kaju lineage and the practitioners. So that her promise. And that's the reason, we have connections with Achi Drolma. The Achi is not only Digon Kaju practitioners, Achi is protecting 3 times Buddha's teachings. So specifically, Digon Kaju practitioner has more close to contact, like kind of more close connections due to the, Jigri Songgo. Then His Holiness Digon Jamgun Chungchang, so the head of Digon Kaju lineage, described Achi presence and activities in his life. So he is right now in Lhasa. He's not really doing publicly activity that much dharma, but he is kind of more a secret yogi, so realizer practitioner. I have many kind of special information about His Holiness Chongchang. So first I want to share maybe Chongchang, who is Chongchang, His Holiness Chongchang. Maybe many people you don't know him because he's in Tibet, Lhasa. So he usually don't say much. He's very quiet. And he just stay at home, and he has a government job. He go to office and go back to home and just practicing Dharma. He don't usually much do the publicly teaching and activity much. But sometimes the monasteries invite him. Then he goes just giving short teachings, goes like, short time to go to visit a different monastery and just giving short teachings. But most of the time he just stay in Lhasa. So I have many stories. I can share just one short story, And when I was in Lhasa, it's 2007. So I stay with my region, same is my region in Kham. So their family is very devotion to Gar monastery and their connections. So their family is very close to my hometown too, my home. And we are a little bit different villages, but not too far. So their family live in the Lhasa, and I stay with their family. So then their family, the mother, she told me, the mother has also a daughter. The daughter husband is also same as my village, hometown. So the mother's daughter's husband, he was sick. So he was sick, and then he went to Chengdu, he went to Xilin. It's the different cities in China, and in Lhasa, many different big cities, big hospitals. He went many the hospitals, but he didn't recover, didn't solve problems. Or it's kind of wasting money and wasting energy. So then this who shared me this, the mother, the mother that told me, she and her daughter is like, of course, daughter's husband is sick. So she and the mother and her daughter, they went to see His Holiness Chongchang. So mother, she just have strong devotion to His Holiness Chongchang. She asked him, you have to have my, how to say the daughter's husband. So I don't know how to call English, how to say English.
Son-in-law.
Oh, son-in-law. She told His Holiness Chongchang, son-in-law is problem. Son-in-law is problems. So I said to help him. She cried. and from holiness. And then she said she don't want to go home, and she just you have to give me. So what I have to do, you have to help me to go through that difficulty. You have to remove obstacles. So then holiness Chongsan no choice because she pushed him very strong, and then he told her, don't go to hospitals. Don't go to hospitals. Your daughter, how to say, the son of law, have to go to uh, Tadopane. Tadopane is the Tibet and Nepal, the border. The Tadopane means, it's there has like hot spring, hot spring. So he told her he have to go there, have to stay 1 week there. Then after ask me, let me know what happened. So he just told her that, and then her daughter, not the son of law, he went that aspirin, hot aspirin, right? The natural hot water. He went there, stay 1 week, and then come back to Lhasa. And then he's become kind of more normal and recovered slowly. He don't have to go to hospital. 100% recovered already. So also actually in Tibet, there's many hot aspirants in Tibet, many areas. Also in that Drolma is like right now, the Pema Sambhava, he lived in the 7 years in the Cape. I told you the Naneri in Digonkhaju Naneri, they also has hot aspirant there too. Many people go there. So the holiness Chungsan, he just specifically he recommend in the border of the Tibet and the Nepal there that hot aspiring, or what is it called? Yes, Mary.
Spring.
Huh? Hot
Spring.
hot spring.
Hot spring.
Okay, thank you. Hot spring. Yeah, that he specifically mentioned about that hot spring, and then he recovered. So that kind of their family also has many stories like that. When they have problems, they go to him and they knows how to push him. Other many people don't know how to push him, so that's why they don't know. But so many, who has connections, that knows him, that push him, so he get giving like that kind of many information. So sharing to helping them, giving to them to remove the obstacles. So then that is this is come from him. So Achi is known as the protector for all the Buddha's teaching and a special connection with the Digonkhaju followers due to her strong aspirations. When you have left, when you have felt her blessings and activities, you can understand that you are truly extraordinary. As a Dharma protector, she is always guarding students and offering her protection from worldly and spiritual obstacles. Protection from worldly and spiritual obstacles. So the main point His Holiness Chongsan sharing, like Achi's blessing is unbelievable, always there, and help, practitioners. So especially like Digonkhaju followers. So, and also she always guide for for practitioners through her deep compassion and love for students. When I embark on far journey, particularly to other countries, her activity manifests to access me in my travels. So what he says, like Achi is like special. The always like help for practitioners, especially go to long journey and if, example, he go to other country, and during that kind of time, you know, he has always kind of experience. Achi is like always be there. You know, like a shadow, you can feel that she never leave us, but us always close. This is very clear in my feeling and sense that this is true. So he said that is true. He has that kind of feeling when he go to traveling other country, long journeys, and he feels Achi is always like guide him, helping him. Even if I do not always do the Achi puja, he said I don't do the always Achi puja. Whatever I wish and really wanting to do come to completion, and I recognize this through Achi's blessings. So that's what he says, you know, when he said, also he said like he go to long journeys, during that time, you know, not often he do the Achi puja, but the protector always there, he said, you know, that he always feared that. He didn't say he see clearly there, but he said he has feelings that, you know, he felt always there to benefit, protecting. In this way, she is always a guide, caring for practitioners, and always present in our lives, presenting our lives. He said about Achi's qualities, your influent wisdom never fails. And compassion never withholds. Your blessings are close and your power are obstructed. This is the protector guide for practitioners. So he mentioned about this, you know, short. Usually this words come from Achi's sadhana. So he said that is the protectors. Protector means like, you know, your influencing wisdom never fails. Your compassion never withholds. Your blessings are close and your power unobstructed. So that means your means Achi. So Achi's, you know, wisdom is never fails. Achi's compassion is never withheld. Achi's blessings are close and Achi's power is unobstructed. This is the protector God for practitioners. So that's he said, you know, the protectors, Dharma protectors, guide for the practitioners. Then also, when I was with Garchen Rinpoche, so in the you know, Tsopema in India, also this year in the Arizona, he's sharing, you know, I asked again, you know, more what I heard is I hear mistake or not, you know, I try to clear again. So I talked again in this time too. So whatever he says is exactly same thing when he giving me Tsopema in the 3 years ago in Tsopema, India, and in this time in Arizona last month. So then he also says when I was with Garchen Rinpoche, so he told me this story about being retreated at the Chojar cave at the Gar monastery. Okay, the Chojar cave Gar monastery. So that cave is in the Gar monastery. That we have like Gar monastery has lower monastery and upper monastery, and then there also Naneri. There are 3 different locations. So this cave is in the upper monastery. The Chojar cave means like Yeshi Chojar, you know, Dakini Yeshi Chojar, the famous Sambhavas Dakini's cave. So Garchen Rinpoche went to that cave and he practiced many weeks, I think, there. So he went to Tara retreat in that cave. We have the picture also. So when he was there, during his retreat, so during that time, you know, he had a vision about the Tara, inseparable from Achi. So, and he heard this vision chant, you know, we usually chant Om, Hom, right? Om is represented with body, is represented with speech, Hom is represented with mind. So we usually talk about that Om, Hom, 3 syllables. Om, you know, is come from So he heard like 4 times so that, you know, like he has a vision about the Tara and Achi like inseparably. So that says 4 times like that, and okay. Then later he said he recognized that this was the sun which manifested after his retreat as follows. You know, a young woman named Arima arrived at a Gar monastery. The name Ari, you know, the Arima is like, say, first like US disciple Garchino Boches. Her name is first name is So she come to Gar monastery. Then Arima, young woman named Arima, arrived at the Gar monastery. The name Ari represented the first So that's the all the syllable, you know, syllables is called, like kind of all feature, you know, prophesizing, kind of like use connections, feature connections. So during that time, Gachin Rinpoche, he didn't have thinking about anything like he going to United States. He don't have like thinking about going to other country. So then Arima is arise there. Rinpoche selected Abu Lama, who became his attendant and accompany him in the journey to the US. This represented the second So he says maybe second is like Abu Lama. He has first names So that's why second is representative. He is coming with him. So that is the second representative. The third was with the name America. So, you know, we usually call America. You know, he going to, you know, resign in the America. So that's representative. It's the second America. Okay. So last one, you guess. Someone give me guess. Last one.
Arizona.
Arizona.
Arizona. Arizona. That's cool.
Yes, correct. So last one is representative Arizona. You are correct. See, you are already passed. So then last is his representative is the name is Arizona. The R's represent all the, you know, connection, his feature. And he can now be recognized by the area of his activities, seeing his journey to America. So he told me when he heard these 4 eyes, during that time, he don't know. He just didn't much pay attention. Like he practiced the Tara retreat, kind of vision of Tara and just Achi inseparable female form is like visual, and this 4 times So he didn't really knows what means understanding, but now he understanding. He said clearly what happening. So that is like, or is for represent the connection in his future, and can now be recognized by the area of his activities, you know, seeing his journey to America. So 4 is representative. So that is Garcia Rinpoche said that's also Achi prophesied for him. And So that's the stories I have tonight. Okay, so now we finish the time. Thank you, everyone.
Do you want the
So
dedication?
do you have any questions? You can take short questions like.
So Khenpo, so a lot of times do primarily people hear something and that's the indication of Achi?
What means?
So a lot of these were hearing sounds. Is that how often people connect, or is it many different ways?
You mean the Gachi Rinpoche heard the songs like that people connect with Achi?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know that. Maybe the persons must be Gachi Rinpoche, right? To hear the aha.
Okay.
So I'm kidding, I don't think so. Each individual has different experience, opinions, feelings. Cannot be same. Of course, always different. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, so that's it's beautiful story, right? I think so. You think so?
Yeah, it's wonderful.
So what Gachi Rinpoche, he felt, he recognized what this for us representative is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, beautiful. Yeah.
I have a question, Khenpo.
Yes.
Would Achi or Tara manifest as well in the form of Western deities? For example, the Virgin of Guadalupe, for example, who would be the Virgin of Guadalupe was very sacred to the Mexican people, and in Arizona, I spent a lot of time in southern Arizona. She's highly revered. So could she be, or an experience of her be an aspect of Tara as well?
I didn't get it. Sorry about it. Can you say again?
Okay. The Virgin of Guadalupe. Have you heard of her in Arizona?
Who is that?
Oh, the Virgin of Guadalupe. So this is she's a Catholic saint, and she's a saint for the Mexican people. And she's highly, a lot of people are devoted to her in southern Arizona and all over Mexico. So could she be, or an experience of her be an experience of Tara?
That's really, I don't know. I cannot say she's a Tara or she's Achi or whatever she, but of course she's some special, blessing by this Tara or Achi and anyone, Yeah. So there's a Tara and Achi's manifestation benefiting is take many different different forms, like benefiting for others, right?
Right.
So sometimes like this special teachers recognize that, but just ordinary people, we don't recognize. We just saw, okay, that is a special person, but we don't recognize whose manifestation background,
Thank you.
Yeah.
Khenpo, if you're a child and you're not a practitioner, could she have visited you in some type of form?
I say, I don't know. The reason is because when I have very strong connection with Achi practicing, so before that, I really don't know.
Okay, thank you.
Means like you have empowerment, you have practicing, you have devotions, then you get some sense like you can feel, oh, that is Achi's blessing. But before that, you have something, maybe you think you are lucky, or accidentally you become winner, or you just think it's like something different where you get. That time is don't recognize much, right?
No, well, I'm talking about before I was born, I almost died, and so did my mother. She did not even know she was pregnant with me, but she almost died. And then when I was a baby, I almost died too. And when my parents found me, I was already like blue from no oxygen. And they don't know how I got rescued, but somehow they know the doctor saved me. But then once I was able to speak, I was always telling them this lady came to my bed every night. And I told them she was all white in color and she wore like a long white gown. And I wasn't afraid of her. And I would tell them that she would sit there and watch me and protect me all night. And luckily they didn't say, oh, you're crazy, or you need to go to a doctor or whatever. They just said, that's your grandmother, because I never met my grandmother. But now I'm starting to wonder if it wasn't Tara, white Tara.
Yeah, maybe Tara blessing your grandmother, come to protecting you.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah. So actually, sometimes this Buddhas like blessing someone, so they come to have you.
Okay.
So that's it. Like think about it, like Heart Sutra is Buddha blessing to Chinrezig and the Shariputra. That just discussion naturally, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this Heart Sutra like that, Buddha blessing to someone, and they're going to benefit others, helping for others. So that means like they are actually not Tara, they're not Buddha, but they get blessing from that Buddha, and that's why they have wanting to help for others.
So they could have sent
So
somebody.
that kind also
They could have sent.
that kind also sometimes happening. Could be saying some other or just Tara's manifestation. We don't know that. Only we have to first realize that you can see what happening.
Well, like I
So
said,
anyway, you have a special, so
I wasn't afraid, and I'm glad they didn't think I needed to see the doctor or something like that. They just were like, okay, don't worry. If you're not afraid, it's okay. And we'll let her watch you. Back then there was no such thing as baby monitors, those electronic devices where you can hear if a kid is sick. So that second time when my parents found me, I was almost already passed away. So I was very lucky that these doctors or whatever they did saved me. There was no 911, there was nothing like this. And if I ask my parents, like, what did the doctors do? How did they save me? They just say, oh, we don't know. But they did say I was lucky to live past like age 11.
Good. So thank you, Lisa. You're sharing the good story.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Thank you. Okay, then that's it, right? So we can do dedication.
I have
dedication
a question. I have a question.
Yes.
I didn't catch it, but I was wondering, have you had direct experience with Achi helping you? You might have talked about it.
I don't have it's like actually I'm going to sharing more others, like more, coming more.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was just curious.
Yeah. So we're going to share I have many this kind of like stories like coming tomorrow, and we can follow the couple weeks,
It sounds good. Chet sang too when he was crossing, I think, the Himalayas to escape China.
Yes.
He said Achi saved him. I believe it.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, so then we're going to do the dedication. So Marilyn, can you share the dedication? Emaho, in the center is marvelous Buddha, Amitabha, boundless light. On the right side is the Lord of great compassion. And on the left is Vajrapana, the Lord of powerful means, all are surrounded by limitless Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. Immeasurable peace and happiness is the blissful fueling of Devaji. When I and all beings pass from samsara, may we be born there without taking samsara rebirth. May I have the blessing of meeting Amitabha face to face. By the power of blessings of the Buddhas and the Bodhisattvas of the 10 directions, may we attain this aspiration without hindrances. Tiyata Pinzandriya, our Bodhanaya Soha. Bodhicitta, the excellent precious mind. Where it is unborn may arise, where it is born may not decline, but ever increase higher and higher. By the virtue may I achieve omniscience, by defeating all enemies, confusion. May all who traverse on the waves of birth, old age, sickness, and death, cross the ocean of samsara, as Majeshri the Vero realized the automatic state, and as did Samantha Bada, I will follow in the path and fully dedicate all the merit for all sentient beings. May the teachings of Guru Gompa Ranashiri, whose omniscient Lord of Dharma, Master of interdependence, continue and increase through study, practice, contemplation, and meditation until the end of the samsara. Gewan de yen tala tin chi zi drupo ging me jen jana drake satom korwe jamso gemba rijo. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thanks.
Khenpo.
See you tomorrow.
Thank you,
Thank you,
everyone.
Khenpo.
Thank you,
Khenpo.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Good
Khenpo.
evening.
Thank you,
Good
everyone.
You
evening.
also have something special. You can also share. Achi's protection, you know. So you can send it to me. Anyone like a very special experience.
Okay.
Email.
Okay, thanks.
Email it to you.
Yes. Yes.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay,
Bye.
bye.
Bye, Khenpo. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you,
everyone.
Khenpo.